Hey guys, Stephanie Boulay here, registered dietitian from Coastline, and I am here at Bateman Community Living with Dennis LaPrade. Thank you for having us.
Oh, glad to have you.
Yeah, so you're the food service director
I am.
here. Yeah, so this is the main kitchen where all of the Meals on Wheels are prepped, prepared. This is where all the dietitians meet, and we come up with all of the menus for the month.
Correct.
So how many years do you have experience in food service?
Over 20 years of experience as a chef and management.
And a lot of the colleges too, right?
Yeah, I kind of started my career running food service in the colleges. Wheaton College, UMass Dartmouth, Roger Williams University. But I decided to go into the elderly feeding.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So how long have you been with Bateman for?
About 5 years with Bateman now.
5 years.
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
wonderful. Well, you know, I'm constantly getting feedback, especially lately, about all the different menu items that we're having, the new recipes, rave reviews. So that's why we wanted to come down here and interview you and
Great.
look at the kitchen and see what's been going on here.
I'd love to have you here.
Yeah, we want to let our consumers know that, you know, our meals have changed so much over the past few years. We have enhancements, new recipes coming out, and so we just wanted to shed some great light on all of the great work that you're doing here
Great,
today.
thank you very much. It's a fun job, so I'm glad to be here.
And it shows. It shows in the food.
Thank
Let's
you.
go check it out.
Okay.
All right, so now we're in the kitchen where all the magic happens.
Welcome.
Welcome, thank you.
We're in a commercial kitchen. We do about 3,500 hot meals a day, so it's a lot of volume that comes in and out of the kitchen every day. Right now, we have some people working on home delivered meals. As you can see, they're place them in food inside the cups, and it gets covered and it goes into refrigeration. So that happens. We do about 1,700 of those a day only. Some of our bulk meals go out to the senior centers in cans, and we send that out bulk. It's a little bit different.
So this is actually one of the newer meals that we are going to try today. So I'm really excited about that. And Meals on Wheels, what I love about it is that it actually models what a healthy meal is supposed to look like. And we follow the dietary guidelines for Americans. So we need to meet at least a third of the DRI for what older adults need. Okay, so we have our protein, we have our starch, and we have our vegetable.
And this is a brand new item that we're going to be trying, coming out soon. It's a cucumber sesame salad. And you can notice that there's some nice fresh peppers that were grilled off in there, some sesame dressing, and some green onions. So this is a new item we're going to be launching this year.
Yeah, you know, and when I tried it, I was really surprised because normally you would do some kind of, you know, oil vinaigrette or something like that. But using sesame oil, I thought that was really good. It was so tasty, very unique.
It's actually a dressing. It's made with rice vinegar. We put a little bit of sesame oil in there for flavor, and it makes a difference in the world, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, and we've been doing a new thing at Coastline where we do Ethnic Tuesdays. So I think that maybe we could incorporate some of these recipes with sesame oil, rice vinegar. I think we could incorporate that on our Ethnic Tuesdays. Awesome. And so we have grilled chicken here.
Yep, today we're going to try a new item that we created, and this is a new peach salsa that I made.
It looks beautiful.
It's got fresh onions, fresh cilantro, a little bit of cumin. And what we're going to do is just put a little bit on that grilled chicken instead of putting a heavy cream sauce. A nice fresh salsa makes all the difference in the world, and that can be served either hot or cold.
Wow! Look at all the colorful components here. You know, and as dietitians, we always say, eat a rainbow. Right?
Yes.
Because that's where you're going to get the most nutrition,
Absolutely.
you know? And look at this, it's so colorful, so beautiful. I know that this is why our elders are just raving about the food lately.
Very good, thank you.
Really, it's been so awesome, Dennis. And one of the unique things that I love that we're doing now at Coastline is we're doing an enhancement program, which is so much fun on my end, I have to tell you. And it makes Coastline really, really unique. So we actually have some extra funding where we can put more high quality items or extra fun things on our menu. So things like Chobani yogurt, string cheese, gourmet desserts. I mean, how many other places really can you get such a wonderful, beautiful meal like this, Dennis?
Fantastic.
I mean, it's just wonderful. And you and I go back and forth all the time trying to rack our brains with new ideas for enhancements,
How
right?
about that time you put the lobster in the mac and cheese?
Yeah. It was awesome, I have to say. That was a special summer thing we did.
Yes.
But we've done portobello mushrooms, we do tossed salads, pearl onions with our gravy.
Yep, mushrooms and a lot of items that normally we don't put in.
Yeah. Yeah, so anything to give our elders a little bit of extra, that little extra something to makes the meal really special.
Yes.
So, okay, so Dennis, so now that all of the food has been prepped, we're going to go to our next site, the Dartmouth Council on Aging, and we're going to help set up for the home delivered meals now.
Fantastic.
All right, let's go. So now I'm with Bethany DeGrace. Bethany, can you tell me your title? It's so long. I have a hard time remembering her title.
My title is Food Service and Congregate Site Supervisor. Basically, I oversee all of our congregate sites where the elders can come to eat. I also oversee the plating at all of our sites for the home delivery meals.
So now, how many home delivered meals and how many congregate meals do we do in a day?
In a day, each site is different. I know our Boa Vista site right now is doing somewhere upwards of 750 HDM meals. And most of the other sites that are doing HDM meals are roughly around anywhere between 60 and 120. So I would say roughly we're doing 1,200 meals in HDMs and probably 400 in congregates.
Now, we've been doing a lot of changes with our meals, and
Yes.
you are the perfect person who's at all of the sites, and so she hears everything that's been going on and all of the what the consumers are saying. So what are the consumers saying about the meals?
Well, when I came on in September, we had a lot of feedback about, the misconception about the way the meals used to be.
Yep.
They were bland. I mean, granted, they were nutritious and it was exactly what they needed, but it was tasteless. They didn't like them. But you've come on right before me, and then we got Dennis at Bateman, and he brought in a lot of great resources, and the feedback that we're getting now on the food is that it's amazing. I just wish we could get more people who tried the meals back then to come
try them
in
now.
and try them now, because they're much better than they used to be. We're trying to make it as appealing as we can so that we can serve as many elders as we possibly can.
So David, you've been a site manager here for how long?
Almost 3 years.
And so what are some of the things that consumers tell you about the meals? What are some of the comments that you get about the meals here?
Most of them are happy to be able to get a meal every day. And they like being able to sit down and talk with other people, interact. The meal is a reason for them to come. Otherwise, a lot of them probably wouldn't come because they have no particular, they don't knit, they don't sew. The people that play cards come every day, pool players. But a lot of the others don't do that. So this is a reason for them to come and socialize.
Yeah.
Plus have a nutritious meal that they
Yep.
probably wouldn't cook for themselves at home.
Exactly. So what are people saying about the meals?
It's like everything else. There are certain meals I like better than others. You gotta remember, most of them are 70, 80s. Some of them we have some in the 90s that come. But they're used to a certain type of food, and sometimes the nutritional food isn't exactly what they're used to eating.
Like Brussels
So
sprouts
it's
or
not,
something?
as appealing to them as a hot dog.
Oh.
They like meatloaf. They like the turkey dinner is one of their favorites.
So would you say, even dare to say, that the Meals on Wheels program changes people's lives?
Yeah, it's very important to some of them. They look forward to it. They come 5 days a week. They don't miss a day. And if they do miss, they call, let me know they will be back tomorrow. It's just I have a doctor's appointment, something came up.
All right, David, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So now I'm here with Philip Beard, who is the nutrition director of the entire Meals on Wheels program. How have the meals improved over the years? Because you've been in this business for a number of years. So how would you say that the meals have improved?
The program has evolved with like many food services. Our program has evolved with the increased technology and increased availability of foodstuffs. So we've evolved. We've come around quite a bit. Our packaging has changed significantly.
Yep.
The ability to conserve heat in our meals has changed significantly. We've had the ability to introduce a large location that allows us to centralize more and do more control type activities. So I think in general, just a lot of the aspects of the food service industry have changed. So we're trying to keep up with the times, and we're trying to remain a vital part of people's lives. And we know that the advantage to seniors or people who are eligible to receive meals, they're advantaged by our program. And they tell us all the time. We do annual surveys, and we receive results that are always very favorable according to their interest and their needs. And we're always excited to see the results because it's often a pat on the back and keeps us going in the right direction.
And the majority of people would recommend the meals to a friend.
That's my favorite question. I tell you, if there was ever a question that I want answered, it's that one, because I know no one would entrust something to their friend unless they really felt positive about it. So I think that's the most honest question and gives us the best results.
Absolutely. Now you had mentioned eligibility. So who is eligible for these meals, these
Well,
wonderful meals?
Everyone over 60 is eligible, but it's self-directed. People got to choose to have a meal. So when we're talking about our ability to provide meals, we provide it in two settings. One, at congregate meal site, such as the Council on Aging, and we have them all over the area. And second, it's a home delivered meal. Now, obviously the home delivered meal has more requirements from our vantage point because it's a much more costly meal to provide. We look for individuals that are homebound. That's covers most of it. But there are individuals that do have access and are able to get out, and but they're impinged, their lifestyle's impinged because they don't have the cognitive skills, they don't have a kitchen facility, they don't have the whereabouts to go shopping, they don't have the ability to stand in front of a stove and cook the meal. And I always say, for us, that is when people really reach out. It's when they realize that they can't prepare themselves a meal. They're standing in front of the stove and they feel weak. They sit down and they're not able to make the meal. And that's when I call it the straw that breaks the camel's back. It's when people reach out. And Meals on Wheels is that brand that everybody recognizes. Everybody knows that. Let me call Meals on Wheels. And that's what we want. We want people to call us because through the federal government, state government, local government, participant donations, we're able to continue to provide meals. And in this area, we're very fortunate. We've never had a waiting list. So we're always welcoming new consumers in both locations.
Hey guys, so I'm here with John Dare, who is our transportation coordinator at Coastline. So John, why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Mostly what I do is I bring supplies to all our sites, supervise our drivers, delivery drivers,
It's a big piece.
which is a big piece. We have 6 routes in the city of New Bedford,
Wow.
which use the trucks. And then we have 20 other routes
Wow.
that do the surrounding towns.
So how many drivers do we have?
We have 26 drivers.
Wow. 26 drivers. That's a lot of meals. That's a lot of meals to
It is.
deliver.
And the meal counts have been going up this past year. Out of BOA, we have 6 routes, and they're all roughly, I'd say, 85 meals apiece. They have to sort of balance getting the meals delivered and interacting with the consumers.
Absolutely.
You know, it's a fine line because some of the consumers, the drivers, are the only people they see.
Wow.
You know, and
You know, that's a great thing. That's a great thing about getting a home delivered meal because, you know, some family members don't see, you know, their grandparents for, you know, or their mom and dad for a
Right.
long period of time.
Right,
And so
right.
getting that safety check, you know, that's a real
Which
great
is a big-
security for families.
yes, which is a big part of what they do.
Yep.
You know, everyone thinks it's the drivers are just delivering a meal, but a big piece is the safety check.
Yep,
And I think
absolutely.
a lot of the families look at that as a more important piece than the meal. Mm-hmm. You know,
Absolutely.
so
You know, and your drivers, they go through rain, sleet, snow. They are out there in all weather conditions.
yeah, it's a difficult job. You know, everyone thinks, oh, I can deliver meals, but it's difficult. It's not just delivering the meals. They have to get their meals together on Fridays. They have to get their frozen meals for the weekends together.
Yep.
And as you said, in the summer, it's nice. You're out there in nice weather,
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's relaxing. But you get in the winter when we have snow and ice, it's brutal, especially in New Bedford, where some of those side streets
Sure.
don't get plowed, and
Yep.
they're walking
Yep.
over snow banks
Yep.
of 3 feet. There's no place to park. And then you have to walk up to a 3rd floor.
Oh. So I'm here with Eugene Pina. He's one of our home delivered meal drivers. Eugene, thank you for being on the show with us here
Oh,
today.
that's not a problem. Not a problem.
Yeah. So how many years have you been a driver for Coastline?
About 13 years.
13 years.
13 years.
Wow.
Through all the weather and everything.
I
But I
know.
love it. I love it.
That's
I barely take days off. You know, because it's for them. So
Yeah. What's the best part about your job, you would say?
the clients. The clients, they very cheerful. They make my day. I too. I hope one day when I get that age, somebody's there for me.
Yeah.
So,
You know, and sometimes throughout the day, you're the only person who has
Yeah.
contact with them.
right. And like they have family, but family's like distance from them. So
Yep.
I'm like the only one that they see during the whole day. So I come, there was a lady up the street, she passed away, God rest her soul. And I used to have coffee with her every morning, read the newspaper with her and everything, and spend like 15, 20 minutes with her, and then go and finish my route. But I mean, so, there was one client that passed away. He used to have breakfast for me. He used to have breakfast for me every day. A bagel, orange juice, and a cup of coffee. You know, those are the things that I miss. The people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you touch their lives every day.
Every day. It's
Every
like,
day.
Like I was saying, you know, they don't see nobody but me.
Yeah.
And maybe a nurse that comes and washes them, gets them ready for the day, and then go. But I'm there to conversate with them, to talk about the news, to talk about the weather, do all kinds of stuff. And we have a ball. We have a ball, and I love it. Like I said, I wouldn't leave this job for nothing.
Well, Eugene, thank you for all that you do. I mean, you drivers really make a difference in this whole community.
I try
really
to
and
do the best
truly.
I can, you know. I have one arm and one leg, and I get
Wow.
up every day and put my leg on, and I go to work.
Wow.
Go to work.
Wow. You're such an inspiration, Eugene.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
So we have a meal for our consumer today,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Okay. Now, how many meals do you do in a day, Eugene?
I do 22, 23 on this route, and then I go to another route, which is the kosher route.
Yep.
It's the I go to the Jewish convalescent home,
Uh-huh.
and I pick up 4 meals there. It used to be 14, but then they started passing away, so it went down to 8. Now it went down to 6. From 8 to 6, now it's down to 4. But this is the meals that I bring. It's the lunch, it's the milk, the bread, the dessert, and the food.
Beautiful.
And this is one of my clients. Her husband passed away a few years ago, and oh, he was a sweetheart. But this is my sweetheart right here. There you go.
Thank you so much.
There you go.
And
Okay.
an angel of mercy. And I don't want to say too much because it goes to his head and it may change him. You know,
Nah, it
but
never changed me.
He's really very special to me.
Thank
He's
you.
like family. He's like a nephew that comes every day, and he does so many kind things.
There you go.
Can I just say a recent episode, which my dog was sick, and we got back, I don't know, 11 something, but on the way up, I said, oh my God, I forgot to leave a note to Jean that we were not going to be here. I said, oh well, you know. We got home, my daughter went off to work, and we settled the dog, and the doorbell, the tap on
Knock on the
they
window.
brought me food, which I'll tell you something, I would not have starved. But the fact that
Always
all that
come back.
trauma with the dog, and my daughter gone now, and just to sit back and have a nice warm lunch ready for me was very special. He got special prayers.
Thank
I
you.
said, yeah, that's my son, that's what he does.
Oh.
I'm very pleased with Meal on Wheels, and as I say, it's something that
It's
you
a
know, is
pleasure to
always ready
serve
for
you.
you. I know for us, so it's nice.
That's right.
Thank you so much. God bless you, sweetheart.
And
I
you
mean
as
every
well.
word of it.
I know you do. I know you do. And if they're not home when I come the first time, I'll go finish my route and then I'll come back. And if they're not here again, the second time, I'll do little things over at the kitchen, and then I'll come back to whoever it may be. And then if they're home, I'll give them the meal. But if they ain't home the third time, then I'll call the office and say, hey, well, nobody's there. They'll follow up.
Yep. And that's that safety check that's
right,
really important.
Right. And I make sure I call all the time, you know?
You know, this means that is what he does. He's an angel of mercy, actually, because he knows that this is really appreciated, you know, and he doesn't take it lightly. It's not a
No,
job.
you just have to eat as well.
It's a dedication for him. It's not a job working at Walmart or something.
That's right.
That's why I tell him, and I want to tell you the same thing. I tell him he's doing God's work as much as a minister, a priest, or in the lay world, because we can't, you know, we have to live what we hear preached in church from Almighty God. We have to live it, and he's living it, you know. So I just want to tell you that. You know.
Thank you, honey.
But he better know if it goes to his head, I'll give you a
I'll let you know. I'll give you a call.
It won't. And I'll see you tomorrow, God willing. God willing, okay? I make sure they have to eat as well, you know? I make sure of that.